those who are lucky enough to experience one, everyone deserves a Kathy. A Kathy is somebody who I consider my best friend because she is. More or less been the mother when my mom wasn't around, but overall, she's one of the most important people in my life. I'm trying to recall if we've ever had any issues that may have been troubling. No, pretty much because I've always been one of those black people who've never been arrested. Wait. No, I was arrested. Whoops.
It's Levin. Yeah. They don't speak to me unless your tone nice. Like my liquor brown and chased with no ice. Okay, maybe just a cube or two. Hennessy's the usual. Lemon squeeze around the rim, but tonight needed suitable. Gold slugs in a tailored suit. Gold nut, pinky finger. Ooh, you try to show fake love, but we ain't amused. So we show.
So this is like my first year in college. I went to school in Boca Raton. I went to Florida Atlantic. And one of the few people who was like the closest people who I knew was this white girl named Kathy. Kathy and I was really tight. And we realized that we needed to be broke together because I didn't have enough money for dinner and she didn't have enough money for breakfast. So we used to combine our funds and just make sure we went to each other's houses. Digressing. That's not what this story is about. I kind of had a situation where I was not black enough and it got me in trouble. That's why I got arrested. I know it sounds stupid, but hear me out. Just wait, please. I was supposed to be going to Kathy's house that night, but I had a roommate in college that I never knew who he was. I never learned his name. I never learned anything about him. We said maybe a sentence worth to each other. And the reason why I didn't want anything to do with him is because he fucking stole my last Lunchable. But you don't take the last Lunchable. Period. So ever since then, I never want to fuck with him. I don't care what he was doing, what he needed. If he needed some water, I closed my door and I made sure I ignored him. One day while I'm studying in my dorm, you know, being a good student, I get a knock at the door and it's the cops, not the campus cops. So the police are here and they're asking me where this particular guy that I don't know is, or if I know him. And they're like, hey, what's your name? I'm like, oh, well, my name's Javon. They're like, do you know where so-and-so is? Who? This isn't the time to be funny. No, I'm not playing with you. I'm being serious. Who is that guy? He's your roommate. Which one? I have 3 of them. So I guess they thought that I was being funny. We're asking if you know where so-and-so is. I'm like, can you describe him to me? So they're like, well, he's such and such height, and he looks like this, and he's kinda, I'm like, oh, I get it. You're assuming that I know him because I'm black, right? You're assuming that I know this black guy because all black guys know each other if we live with each other? Yeah, I don't know who that nigga is. And quite frankly, I don't give a fuck about him. What's the word I'm looking for? You seem to be pretty adamant about not liking this guy. Yeah, he stole my last fucking Lunchable. And so they thought that I was playing, or they thought that I was just developing a speech. So they're like, can we search the dorm? Yeah, go ahead. I don't care. I only cover a quarter of this place, so you can do what you want. They checked to see that his room was empty. They're like, so where you going? Well, I'm about to get ready to go to my homegirl's house because that's what I do around this time of day. So you don't know anything about him. Right. So you don't know where his whereabouts are, what he's into. Right. They walk outside the dorm and now they're talking to me again. So they're like, sir, can you step outside? I said, why? We need to question you a bit more. If you're going to question me, can I go back inside and get my ID? Oh, you don't need that. Yes, I do. Why do you need your ID? We're just going to question you. I said, because just in case you take me away from here, I need to be able to get back. So you don't live here. I do. No one else is going to open the door for me. So I need to make sure that I can get back home. They took that and they said, grab your wallet and come outside. I asked them for what? And they told me in exact words, you are under arrest for failure to cooperate. I'm getting arrested in a tank top. As I'm leaving, I'm pissed. Not because I'm getting arrested, but because I'm gonna miss dinner because of this shit. So I'm sitting there yelling, I'm praying for somebody to come outside and to, pull out cameras. But this was like 2011, 2010, so no one really cared that much about, always pulling out the camera. I get taken all the way downtown to the police station in Boca Raton. Didn't even know that there was a police station in Boca Raton. But hey, learn something new. They start questioning me about everything, and then they realize that my story actually checked out, because there's no way I would have met this person because of the time schedule when he actually showed up. So instead of them doing all that first, they come and question me and expect for the other black guy to know where the other black guy is. Yeah, it's one of those. I call Kathy. Javon, what happened? I'm like, Kathy, don't freak out. But I'm at the police station.
What happened? Who fucking tried you?
Kathy was a G. I'm like, no one tried me per se, but I got arrested because, yeah, can I just come over when I get back?
Yeah, sure. Oh, well then you can meet Dave then.
I don't know who Dave is, but I'm like, okay, cool. I'll be over whenever I get back. They're not willing to take me back. After I get off the phone, I'm like, so can you guys take me back to the dorms now? They're like, well, you can find your own way back. I said, no. You guys brought me down here. And nothing's being charged. I'm not detained. So take me back. They're like, well, the dorm's not that far. I don't care how far it is.
You need to take me back.
It went back and forth, and I almost kind of got arrested again for that. But they end up taking me back to the dorm. So the first thing I do when I get back is I go to Kathy's dorm. Because Kathy and I are close enough that whenever we're expected to come over, we just leave the door open. So I just burst right on in. I'm like, Kathy! Kathy! She's like, what? Hold on. It's this dude there in the corner. I'm like, okay, cool. Hey, how you doing? I'm like, Kathy, you won't believe what just happened. So she's like, tell me all about it. So she sits me down, and so she's listening, and I'm telling her how I just got detained for not being black enough to know the other black person. She's laughing at it. She's like, that's fucking ridiculous.
I would have went down there and raised hell.
I understand that, Kathy, but I can't do it like that. I just want you to understand that I can't be the way that you want to be. Does that make sense?
I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. That's ridiculous. I would have sat there and raised hell.
And so I'm like, I'm going off about it because this is long hair me. And I know you guys don't understand what that means yet, but long hair me was a lot more aggressive than short hair me. Short hair me is responsible. I think about my actions. But long hair me will probably flip a table. And this was long hair me still. The fact that I didn't do any of that or resist arrest, it was a lot for me. So the more I'm talking, the more I'm going in. And so she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. She's touching my hand. She's like, Javon, sit down, make yourself comfortable. She's like, oh, this is Dave. And so I'm like, hey Dave, what's up? I had no idea that this was her boyfriend of 7 years. I'm in the middle of ranting.
Javon, you want some cookies?
And I'm in the middle of saying MF for that and mother and this. And I'm like, hell yeah, Kathy, I want some cookies. That's what I came over here for. And then we both paused and we both looked at each other and we're like, no, wait, hold up. It didn't dawn on us that this was my first time meeting her then 7 years of relationship boyfriend for the first time. And the first thing he hears about me, other than how sweet and how protecting I am, is that I am the black guy that just got arrested and I just walked into his girlfriend's dorm to get some cookies. Needless to say, it took a little bit of explaining for him to understand. This is just how we are. I watch her back because she's a small, petite white woman. And she watches my back because she can say things that I never could. And so we have a good relationship. We bonded over being broke. That's dope. But it wasn't dope trying to explain to him how I'm not smashing your girlfriend. So it took a little bit. And I'm glad that we all worked things out because now they're married. And they're very happy together. And I love Dave. I love both of them. But my first introduction to him was, please watch your surroundings. Please make sure that you say what you need to say because you never know when it may come up. The moral of the story is first impressions matter. And he could have taken that first day of meeting me and just been like, fuck him. You are never to see him again. And I wouldn't have blamed him. I actually would have respected it. But he gave me a chance and he realized that I'm not here to pipe your girlfriend. I'm actually here to get some cookies because she knows how to make the cookies I like. Don't be like me. Don't be the stereotype. We all need to do better. For this instant, I don't know how much better I could have been. I was educated, I was cooperative, but I was a big black guy. And I think that trumps the bulk of the things that's going on. Stay safe, guys.
Attract more flowers.